You're listening to The Signal Daily.
Hello, I'm Manaswini, your host for the Signal Daily podcast. This is the episode for 13th May 2024. In our first story, we are taking a look at the competition between bots in the hiring process. Turns out both applicants and employers are using AI. And as for the second segment, we are diving into Elon Musk's X, formerly Twitter's, recent decision to ban over 1 lakh Indian accounts and his broader campaign against what he views as government censorship on a global scale. In the era of mass layoffs, the job market has become a battlefield, leaving thousands of professionals scrambling to find their next opportunity. But in this seemingly bleak landscape, an unexpected phenomenon is taking shape. A bot versus bot hiring frenzy. And I'm sure most of us may have even experienced this firsthand. But okay, let me contextualize this for you. According to a Wall Street Journal report, folks are now using AI to whip up cover letters and resume in a flash. And they're also employing automated bots to apply for multiple jobs in no time. Funnily enough, companies are getting in on the action too, using their own bots to sort out through all the applications they receive. For instance, we've already got tools such as ChatGPT and Claude to instantly generate tailored resumes and cover letters based on job requirements. Additionally, platforms like Pajama Jobs, Talent Price, Lazy Apply, and Sonara assist job seekers in mass job applications. In fact, Sonara offers a monthly subscription of $80, providing job search, candidate-like responses to inquiries, and applying to up to 370 positions monthly on behalf of users. And on the other hand, big companies dealing with heaps of applications rely on tools like HiredScore. This platform grades applications based on how well they match the job and sorts their profiles for hiring managers, making HR's life easier. And get this, AI is even doing interviews these days. In fact, Salesforce, the company behind cloud-based CRM software, employs AI to identify skills in job applicants' resumes that match their job openings. Likewise, Workday, a big name in business software, acquired HiredScore to achieve a similar goal. And just to give you a little more context, earlier this year, Canva and Sago surveyed 5,000 hiring managers and 5,000 job seekers from the US, UK, India, Germany, Spain, France, Mexico, and Brazil. They found out that nearly half of all job seekers are now using AI tools. Plus, in 2023, Canva's AI-powered Magic Write tool for resume templates was used 5 million times, and Grammarly's AI resume skills generator attracted 30 million users. Now you'd imagine that this would be a problem for recruiters, right? But apparently not. According to the survey's findings, hiring managers in these countries are also showing support to those who use AI in crafting job application documents. Now, while it seems all convenient, it's also not all sunshine and rainbows. I mean, yes, AI streamlines the process for job seekers to apply to numerous positions, sometimes even for roles they wouldn't typically consider. But it also creates some hurdles. With AI-assisted applications, it's tougher to stand out, so there's always a risk of getting lost in the crowd. So the question remains, is AI really the solution here? For our second segment, we are going to bring you deep dives on stories from the world of technology, business, policy, and anything that leaves you with food for thought. Remember free speech absolutist Elon Musk's promise before he bought X, formerly Twitter? He said he wanted to create a space where, quote-unquote, a wide range of beliefs can be debated in a healthy manner, end quote. Well, looks like it didn't take long for his dream to fall apart, because as per the social media platform's monthly report, it banned 184,241 Indian accounts and took down 1,303 accounts just between March 26th and April 25th. The company has said that most of the accounts have been banned for promoting child sexual exploitation and non-consensual nudity, while some handles have been banned in adherence to the new IT rules for promoting terrorism. Well, absolute free speech does have its reasonable limitations, so perhaps some of these bans are fair. But then there's also a difference between reasonable limitations and censorship. And the thing is, X doesn't exactly have a good track record when it comes to caving to censorship demands. Now sample this. According to a Rest of World article from 2023, under Musk's leadership, X complied with more than 80% of requests from governments and courts to remove or alter content, which is up from around 50% before he took over. And just to justify this, Musk has said that Twitter doesn't have a choice but to obey local governments. If Twitter doesn't obey local government laws, it might get shut down. But lately, Musk has been taking a more confrontational stance against government censorship on his social media platform X. If we look at the Indian scenario, just earlier in February, X and other social media platforms like Meta and Instagram had to block hundreds of accounts that were tweeting in support of the ongoing farmers' protests at the behest of the government. Similar requests were made in 2020 and 2021. While X did block these accounts in India, what is curious is that the platform spoke out vocally against this move. You must have read the tweet, but let me just read out a few lines here. We disagree with these actions and maintain that freedom of expression should extend to these posts. Consistent with our position, a writ appeal challenging the Indian government's blocking orders remains pending. Due to legal restrictions, we are unable to publish the executive orders, but we believe that making them public is essential for transparency. This lack of disclosure can lead to a lack of accountability and arbitrary decision-making, end quote. And more recently, X also released a letter by the Election Commission of India, or the EC, that ordered a takedown of 4 posts on the platform by political leaders in YSR Congress Party, the Telugu Desam Party, the Aam Aadmi Party, and the Bharatiya Janata Party. The company said that it disagreed with the EC's takedown order, stating that freedom of expression should extend to these posts and political speech in general. It's also embroiled into legal battles with the Australian and Brazilian governments over free speech. Musk's face-off with Brazilian authorities is a part of an ongoing investigation around digital militias who have been accused of spreading fake news and hate speech during former right-wing President Jair Bolsonaro's tenure. As a result of this investigation, 150 accounts belonging to the digital militias have been banned, an action that Musk termed as aggressive censorship. In Australia too, X is fighting an order by the E-Safety Commissioner to remove 65 posts showing video of an incident from Sydney last month where an Assyrian Christian bishop was killed mid-sermon in what authorities called a terrorist attack. While other platforms have complied, Musk has only geo-blocked the videos in Australia, accusing the government of imposing censorship. Elsewhere in Ireland, Musk has pledged to back legal challenges to forthcoming hate speech legislation. While some might laud Musk's transparency, as an FT report points out, there are also accusations of him picking selective battles. I mean, his stance against the Indian government, for instance, is nearly not as combative as those against the Brazil and Australia's governments, probably due to his business interests in India for Starlink and Tesla. What also complicates Musk's battle for free speech is the fact that he tends to blur the fine line between free speech, hate speech, and censorship. I mean, X had gone to great lengths and filed a lawsuit accusing the Center for Countering Digital Hate, or CCDH, of violating the company's terms of service when it put out a report documenting the rise of hate speech on X following Musk's takeover. This only leads to one question: can decisions on free speech be left to corporations? If you like listening to The Signal Daily, please show us some support. Rate us and review us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We'd love to hear what you have to say about this podcast. So feel free to shoot an email at hello@thesignal.co. The episode was researched, written and produced by Shorbori and Manaswini, edited by Dinesh Narayanan, mastered and mixed by Yash Hirave. You can catch this podcast every morning on Spotify, Apple, Amazon Prime Music, Google Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. We are thesignal.co on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter.